Hello, wonderful people. I can see that you connected already, and it is morning right now for me. I don't know what time of a day for you, and some of you probably gonna watch that little later. But anyway, good morning to you. Just to say hello to me, for I would see who's connected. I can see David. David, hello. So, well, you're saying it's sunny in UK, but it should be already dark because what's the difference? Like 6 hours from east coast of United States? I guess. I mean, it's still probably light. Um, hello, Chadwick. Hello, John. Whom am I missing? All right. Wood burning warrior. Hello. Lunchtime. Wonderful. So I guess that's a good time. All right. Um, Aristides Alvarez, buenos dias, or bon dia. I have no idea where you're from, but anyway, somewhere, if you have last name Alvarez, so I should say, in those two languages, Spanish or whatever, Portuguese. But anyway, Andrew, good to see you. Minnesota is still cold. Roman, good to see you. Faizan, good to see you. Stas, привет. Станислав, вернее так. Правильно, Stanislav. Okay. I hope it's a good time to be live today. It's good time to be alive anyway, but I'm talking about good time for the live stream. Last live stream, I had a question, and that question actually excellent. I think it's one of the best questions people can ask. How do I come up with my own style? And yes, it's connected to wood carving. So that's really important, develop your own style. If you wish your own approach, or not only approach, but what people see. For example, I do have like a police all around the world. Not the police, but just to get the idea. People know my work and they do recognize it. And if somebody's trying to steal my picture and post it on a website claiming it's theirs, they can always email me and just say, hey, that guy or that company trying to present your work is their own. Okay, let me see who else connected. Mohammed, good to see you. Carving with Verki or Varki or Verki. Please forgive me. I'm not trying to butcher your name. I even don't know if it's your name. Anyway, Cape Breton, happy carving, yes. And whatever, Tauch 20. Hola, ¿cómo está? Buenos días, or whatever the time is. You at if you're in the United States, it's good morning, and if you are in Spain, then buenas tardes. Let me see who else. Okay, wonderful people, let me repeat that again. So we are talking about developing own style, own unique style, and of course I am connecting that to wood carving because I'm definitely wood carver. I am carving pretty much every day, and I'm working on my piece right now. It's a Venetian style, but still it's a Venetian I would say end of 15th, beginning of 16th century style, but still people who follow me, they know, once they look at my work, they know it's done by me, because there's no way to escape, uniqueness. Every wood carver, every artist, not only in wood carving, but also in fine art, either you paint with oil or acrylic, doesn't matter. You develop your own style. Okay, you develop your own style. It's actually same like I remember when I was a child, and there was a short period of time, you know, I used to live and my father showed up. Yeah, I don't, you know, I can tell you, I mean, he left the family when I was really young. First time I actually pretty much saw him when I was 8 years old, because he spent time in jail. I mean, he wasn't great of a person, I guess, when he was young. It was actually the last time when he was in jail. And then he showed up when I was 8 years old. And the last time I saw him when I was 12 years old. And then there was a gap over 30 years. I didn't see him. I even didn't communicate with him. I even didn't know he's alive or not. And I found him. You know, I spoke on the phone, and we kind of tried to connect. I thought it's gonna be like, you know, the big moment of my life when I'm gonna reconnect with my father. And in reality, he has his own family right now. I mean, over 30 years I didn't talk to him. I was 42 years old back then, a few years ago, when I communicated. Just a small talk on the phone, didn't do anything pretty much as far as relationship goes between me and father. We have absolutely different paths. Okay, so I have one way of living, one way of understanding, one way of philosophy and beliefs, and he has absolutely different. Okay, so but it's not about him, it's about one of the good part what he did in my life. And when I was a child, 8 years old, 9 years old, I was at school, and we would just bring homework like everybody else, doesn't matter what country you're born. And one of the homeworks, particularly in USSR, part of USSR, Russia, so I was born in Russian part of USSR, it was handwriting. Okay, so you really had to take you know, a pen and just write every night pretty much. Денис, привет, очень приятно. Рафаэль, hello. I don't know how else connected, but good to see you, wonderful people. But my point is, when I would just come home after school, and we would go to school early in the morning and come late afternoon home, and sometimes we stayed actually many hours after school. It would just was normal, you know, you would spend, you know, pretty much dark to dark at school, and then you would come home, and there was a window. Okay, I mean, just the window, and just imagine the table, and I have a chair, and he would just ask me to sit by, you know, by the table, take a pen, and write the homework by hand multiple times. And we wanted to, I mean, he wanted to develop really good handwriting, and I would just spend long time, especially 8 years old, 9 years old. It just, you know how slow it goes, you know, when you just trying to write, you know, something by hand. And I would spend long time. He would come to me and you know, just smash my paper, and just to say write again. And it would take me like 3, 4, 5, 6 times, sometimes even more, to rewrite, you know, everything what I just done before. And it wasn't only about mistakes or errors. I didn't make too many mistakes or errors. It was about style, how it looked. Okay, and I think, I mean, personally, I think I have a good handwriting, and at least people like it. I don't know, sometimes I'm better, sometimes I'm worse, but I developed a good handwriting, my own style. And it doesn't really matter. Okay, even if I had a teacher, and the teacher would be on a blackboard and just saying that is a letter A. Okay, that's the way you write that. It's a letter A, and I try to replicate the letter A just exactly the same way what teacher did. But still, doesn't matter what my teacher was lazy, and doesn't matter what she did, I still developed my own way of writing letter A. So I developed my own style of writing. And if you would say, how that applies to today's subject. Oh, absolutely, it applies. Like I said, for example, this is Italian 15th century style carving, but still, I mean, you can catch, my own unique, if you wish, style of carving. It's the same like a hand writing, or whatever the style of the writing by pen. So you still doesn't matter, even if you try to replicate something, it's still going to be your own. And the question was really legit. So how do you develop your own style? And I'm going to connect that to wood carving, but it's going to be applicable to any types of art. Okay, any types of art. uh, well, let me show you. Okay, well, before I show, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, sometimes when people see my work, some of the earlier work, like I won a title, I won a championship in 2012. My piece won that prize. It was in magazine, and also 2015. It's another piece. Let me show that to you. Okay, this piece was 2012. Okay, and that won the first place, and I've actually got even some money from that piece. And when people look at that work, when people look at those flowers, they like it. Okay, but 2015, let's say, I also won a prize, also pretty much championship, world championship, for this piece. And people love it. And again, it's just connected to the flowers. Okay, but the question today, how you develop your own style. And when you look at those two pieces, uh, you know you don't know it's my style. And I hear sometimes some people say, I mean, multiple times, even if I'm getting emails and sometimes text messages or Facebook, messages, and people say, hey, you just like a Grill and Gibbons. You just like a Grill and Gibbons, just the flowers and so on. And in reality, I can tell you, no, I'm not. Okay, yes, Grill and Gibbons was a great wood carver, and he used to live in England, and he achieved the greatness in what he did. He loved flowers. But if you look at my work, if you look at this, the big difference between Grill and Gibbons and my work would be, you know, I don't have any fruits. Okay, so Grill and Gibbons incorporated a lot of fruits, uh, a lot of different fruits, but I never do that. Okay, yes, I could. I mean, I'm okay, but I wanted to develop my own style. And also take a look at this piece again. Okay, so again, there's absolutely no fruits. There's absolutely no fruits. Yes, flowers, yes, but no fruits. Okay, absolutely no fruits. Now, is that important? Uh, I don't know. I mean, I, I want it to be unique. Okay. Also, the big difference between me and Grill and Gibbons, he never used stylized carving. When you look at my work, let's say again, I'm going to show you this piece. You can see in this piece, you can see some kind of French acanthus movements, and Grill and Gibbons never did it. Okay. By the way, don't forget to give me some likes. All right. So my likes and loves. So that would be really important for me. Not for me only, but for the YouTube. Also, Grill and Gibbons never. I mean, he wasn't good in the sunflowers. I can show you some sunflowers I've done, and and that's my own style. I know there's some guys actually try to do that also, and they love that. And by the way, I can include the link if you wish below to download that pattern. If you wanna, work on those sunflowers. So I'll just get the link below, but little later, okay, after we've done the live stream. But this is my style, okay? So that is absolutely my style. Now, don't forget, I mean, you just saw those likes, you know, just like it, share it, love it. It's really important. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, of course. If you're on Facebook, just go to YouTube. It's much better. Okay, just go on YouTube. Okay, but let me get back to the main question. How do I develop my own style in wood carving? Okay, and I answered that in the last live stream. You pretty much, step number one, you learn from the masters. Okay, so all you have to do, I would say, just look what other masters did. I mentioned Green Gibbons, just study his work. Okay, I mentioned a lot of German woodcarver of 15th century, Tillman Riemenschneider. Google it. Nowadays it's easy. It used to be my teacher would send me to a library to dig, you know, for the pictures of some old work, and he would say, just study from those guys, see how they done work, and you can see, I mean, at the beginning you're not going to be able to see the difference between a canthus sleeve done by one master from a canthus sleeve done by another master, but more you study work of those masters, you will be able to catch the difference. Okay, and that would be the step number one. You really have to just catch the idea of those masters, and I suggest you to learn from different masters, even if let's say I do have a school of wood carving, a school of woodcarving.com, and I always encourage you to sign up, but it's only one school. You're never gonna hear from me any bad stuff about other schools. I don't look at those schools, other schools than mine, as my comparators. I don't have that comparators mindset. I know it's kind of hard to understand because Western world, it's actually based on competition. And I mean, in politics and business, you know, people just are trying to compete and overcompete, and just saying, hey, look at my stuff because my stuff is much better than somebody else's stuff. I would never say that. Okay, I would never say that. I look at my school of wood carving just one more source to learn something. And yes, I know how to carve. Okay, I've done that pretty much all my life, and my teaching style absolutely different from other schools. It doesn't make me better or worse, but it's just one of the approaches. Okay, and I really do honor those other people who trying to teach, you know, wood carving. And some of you actually members of my school, you also members of other schools. And I encourage you, actually, if you can afford, if you are able to afford, just sign, you know, everywhere you can. Why? Because it's gonna open your brains. You will understand why I am doing the way I'm doing and why those people do, like, you know, what they do. But anyway, so why I'm saying it's always good to have multiple schools, multiple masters to learn from. I heard a story about two guys, owner of McDonald's and owner of Burger King, and they went to Hawaii, you know, just for vacation. And it happened that just on the same week. Okay, they went to Hawaii, and again, one was McDonald, you know, owner, and another one as a Burger King owner, and they were friends. And that's really surprised people who watched them sitting in a Pizza Hut in another place. They just took a lunch together and ate together pizza in a Pizza Hut. And those guys surrounded them. They just really surprised, and they, decided to ask them, hey, are you, I mean, you Burger King and you, McDonald's, you're supposed to be like enemies or competitors. Why you eat pizza together in a third place who's competing? And usually, I mean, if you're in the United States, if there's a McDonald's, pretty close going to be Burger King. I don't go in any of those places, just don't get me wrong, just to get an idea. Okay, those guys were smart and they answered, yes. McDonald's guy said, yes, I mean, you have to understand, we are in the same business of feeding people and providing quality food, whatever the quality food means for them. And if people eat, that probably is, quality. I mean, determined by the people want to buy it. And usually when you go to McDonald's or Burger King, you can see a line of people. So what he said, we are in the same business. We do have a same mission, and our mission to feed people. All right, it's the same mission, but vision, how we do it, the way we do it, different. We do in McDonald's absolutely different type of sandwiches, and Burger King, they do absolutely different sandwiches, but we're in the same business. So to drive point home, I want to say to you, and I'm going to mention to you again, I like the idea. There's a multiple online schools right now. You can sign up and just learn from different masters. More you learn from different masters, you pretty much by trying to understand what they do, you are, it doesn't matter, like I mentioned before, my teacher would just write the letter A, and I tried to replicate, but it still didn't look exactly the same like teachers. When you watching those masters, you trying to replicate, and some guys actually watching my hands multiple times, what I'm doing with my hands, because sometimes I'm, especially in the school, I'm mumbling, I'm not explaining too much, but explaining, the tools and what I'm doing. And sometimes it's boring, but people still watching and rewatching the same video just to look at my hands, what my hands do while I'm carving, how I'm holding my tool, how close to the edge I'm getting to my tool, and so on. So pretty much, so the idea is learn from the masters. And yesterday one of the comments was really good, and one of the comments was, it would be like learning their ways and making them yours. Then run with that, right? Yes, absolutely. And that comment was right to the point. It was just right on the money. You learn from them, and more you learn, more you carve, you develop your own style. Okay, so, but it's only one side. The second side, to how you develop your own style, and it's again, I'm talking about only my idea, my understanding how to approach to that idea. The way you establish your own style also connected to the tools you have. Okay, it's really important to understand. If I have 1,000 tools, I have a lot more ability to develop even more unique style. And if you have only 20 tools, you're still gonna be able to carve, but you're gonna be limited to 20 tools. Okay, so I would highly encourage you just to try different tools. Okay, different tools, different shapes of the tools, and you will develop your own style when you try different tools, even different brands, I would say, because let's say yesterday I was working on this piece and I was recording for my school, and I used number three by Henry Taylor, and I used number 2 by File. Okay, and number 3 by Henry Taylor would be exactly the same like number 2 by File. Okay, I'm talking about the sweep wise. All right, and it's sometimes confusing, but it's not the point. Just to get an idea, again, if you have 20 tools and if you're not trying to buy more tools, you're gonna be kind of boxed in those 20 tools. How you're gonna develop your own style gonna depend on the tools. Not only on the first point, what I just said, you have to learn from the masters. All masters, they accumulate or collect during a lifetime multiple tools. I was talking with one of the masters from Europe on the phone, and he asked me how many tools I have, and I said I have like about half a thousand, maybe a little more, but anyway, close to it. And he said I have 700. All right, I mean 200 more tools, maybe less than 200. I have little more than half a thousand, but anyway, 200 more tools will open those borders. You'll be able to create a lot more. Okay, why I do believe that? I mean, every other masters does. Glenn Gibbons, hey, if you didn't read the books, if you didn't read books by David Easterly, he's got 2 books at least. You know, he's writing about Glenn Gibbons and his work. But you can read the first book, especially. It doesn't matter, even the second book, The Lost Art. He mentions about Glenn Gibbons, how he expanded his tool collection. And when you compare work like when he was really young versus right before he died, you can see a huge, I'm talking about people, huge difference, okay? Huge difference in quality, in style, what he was able to do. And I think it's connected to tools, okay? So if you want to get your own style, expand not only your mind, not only whom you follow, whom you're watching. I mean, I'm talking about masters, whom you follow. Of course, follow me, okay? Don't forget to follow me if you not follow me. By the way, talking about following, okay? If you are on Instagram, or if you are on Facebook, or if you like Pinterest, it's going to be the same, Woodcarver Grabovetsky. So just to follow me, okay? Woodcarver Grabovetsky. And again, I'm going to remind you, please, give me some love. Please, okay? Give me some love. But anyway, so I hope you got an idea. Idea number 1, if you want to establish your own style, if you want to find your own way, unique approach, you really have to study masters. That was number 1, okay? You ask me why I'm laughing, because I used many times wrong finger, and my children would make fun of me. You know, you shouldn't use that finger, at least in a Western world, okay? So, but anyway, now I'm using the right one, okay? Number 1, follow the work of masters. And I'm not talking about only living masters right now. Study the old masters, like Glenn Gibbons' work, Tillman Riemenschneider work. There's a lot more, actually. Just don't study only wood carving, just to study stone carving. Michelangelo, okay, just to study what he did with the human body, how he approached the veins of the human body and so on, how beautiful he created his statues. Just study that, okay? Even flowers. I mean, just if you in Europe, you can go in Holland and look at those buildings built in 18th century, 16th, well, 17th, 18th century. They used lots of flowers, okay? Lots of flowers. Just to look at that stone carving, you'll learn a lot. Second, tools, okay? Tools. Okay, what kind of tools you have? It's gonna, train your hands, and you're gonna develop your own style. And number 3, okay. All right, number 3, okay. Roman number 3. Just practice, okay. It's so simple. Practice and practice. Practice wood carving. I mean, Hey, I was reading a book about 10,000 hours makes you to the upper level, takes you to the upper level of skill. Doesn't matter what you do. And then I read another book. People mentioned that 10,000 hours. Then I read another book. It mentions 10,000 hours. I'm not sure if it's true or not. Really, it takes 10,000. It's just like 10,000 hours, and boom, on hour 11, you become a master. It's not like that. Okay. Some people just have a lot more talent, and some people have less talent. But talented people, untalented people, still able to develop their skills. So pretty much you develop your skills by practicing. And if you do, I mean hey, just even like musicians, one of the musicians said, if I am not practicing my music, one day I notice. If I'm not practicing 1 week, my wife notices. If I'm not practicing 1 month, public, whatever the who hears me, they notice that. So pretty much, if you have time, and I know it's a kind of struggling or pain point to find the time for your hobby, but it doesn't take too long to practice. I mean, hey, you can just get 20 minutes a day, and it's gonna take you to the next step, or half an hour. By the way, if you do have a half an hour for Facebook, or if you're younger, and for Instagram, or even if you're younger yet, for TikTok, if you have half an hour for that stuff, you can always find half an hour for practicing wood carving. Again, gonna repeat myself. Point number one, follow masters. Just to try to repeat what masters done before. Point number two, tools. Okay, if you do have a ability to expand your collection of tools, study first what tools you need. Don't buy the same tools, just different brands. Just to study what tools you're gonna need. And number three, that is the hardest one. I can't hold my fingers. Number three, let me hold it like this, okay? And number three, just practice, practice, and practice, okay? So those the main points. And of course, hey, number four, right there, number four, okay? Number four, watch some of my older videos, okay? You're gonna catch some stuff from watching. And I encourage you to sign up for my school. Just, hey, I've got people. I'm talking about thousands of video segments on my school site. Thousands. You're gonna get lost, okay? And if you're trying to learn from me on YouTube, you're not gonna be able to, because I am not teaching wood carving on YouTube. It's more like philosophy, if you wish, okay? You will understand the way I do, the way my approach to wood carving and so on, but you're not going to learn the practical part of wood carving if you're just watching me on YouTube. Like I'm sending from Facebook to YouTube, I'm sending from YouTube to my school site, okay? schoolofwoodcarving.com. Really, then you're going to be able to see what I'm doing. And some of you, part of my school, members of my school, can prove that is the truth, okay? It's absolutely different content, absolutely different worlds, okay? What I'm doing on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and whatever, Twitch, and you see that for free stuff. It's not like academy, it's not like school, it's not like tuition, it's not like lessons. I'm not giving you lessons right here. Yes, I mention sometimes some tips and tricks, but it's nothing compares to School of Wood Carving when I'm taking you to my shop. I mean, to my shop, and I actually attach you to the real projects I'm working on, pretty much for the clients. Okay, it's not just uh, like I try to teach you some simple stuff, but most of you not even gonna do what I'm doing, but by watching techniques, watching my hands, listening why I'm doing what I'm doing, you learn a lot. Okay, let me see if I missed some comments. Okay, people, if you like that subject, please write something in the chat. Okay, I really appreciate. And if you do have questions, it's time to ask me questions. And if it's gonna be a good question, then okay. If it's not gonna be a good question, then it's not okay. All right. Don't forget. Again, if you're watching me on Facebook or Twitter or Twitch, just go to my YouTube. It's youtube.com/ and my last name, Grabovetsky. Okay, just like that. Okay, don't forget to give me some love. Okay, because I need it. Okay, I really need your love. Okay, let me see. And I'm pretty sure I missed lots of chat. Okay, hold on just a second. I even didn't nominate. I even don't know who wrote what. Let me see if I missed someone. Okay, John, I hope you like it. Okay, you mentioned math rules. What book do you recommend? Oh, there's lots of different books you can read. Matter of fact, let me see if I'll be able to, get one of them. Okay, there's lots of different books. I'll get just the one. I'll try to get one. Okay, right there. That's huge, but that's a really good book. It's huge, but it's absolutely one of the best. Okay, so really good book. Let me show to you what I'm talking about. So it's called Mathematics Plus Art in Cultural History. And by the way, if you look below in description, there's going to be a link to Amazon. Okay, not just Amazon, but my personal store on Amazon. And whatever I like, even books, I place right there. So you'll be able to find those books right following by that link. So, but you really have to just go right there, and it's going to be easy, and it's going to be separated. I segmented that books I recommend, and this book, particularly this book, is Mathematics Plus Art. It's really thick. Okay, it's a big book, but it's not about wood carving. Okay, so it's all about geometry, and you can say it's just some unique stuff. So you can find the golden ratio stuff, all the diagonals, all the lots of different stuff. Okay, how it was developed in the history and so on. All right, so that is one of the books, but there's more. Let me find some more. Okay, let me find some more books. Okay, let me find a couple of them. I've got multiple. I don't have to show you all, but some of them really good. But let me show you a couple. Okay, a couple more. All right. So one more book is a really good book. Is this one? Okay, it's pretty much about the golden ratio, but it's limited. Okay, it's not like you will find a bunch of information in this book, but still you're going to be able to get some ideas and some design approach to the golden ratio. It's still a really good book, but it's only connected to the golden ratio. And please, people, understand, golden ratio, it's not all. Okay, it's just a small tiny part, tiny part of design. There's another book, Power of Limits, and this one is actually connected to the universities. I do have a professor of design. He's taking class with me all the time in person, and he also said, and he's in University of Cincinnati, and they also included that book actually in a program. Okay, so that book is a really good. So it's called Power of Limits. Again, you will be able to find that in my Amazon link below the video. Okay, but still, it's a really, really good book to study. Uh, it's all based on ancient math, and you will see the development and a lot of stuff. Okay, lots of stuff. This is a really good book, actually. I like that book. In those three books, that's what I want to show you. But there's a lot more books. There's books about symmetry, like dynamic symmetry. There's books about Baroque and sinister diagonal. But I also planning to do design course, which I'm gonna record really soon for my school, and you will see. But I already done some of the explanation and some of the projects. Like we're still working on a furniture panel. I know it takes kind of long because I do have real projects and I have to kind of concentrate a lot more time, invest a lot more time on real projects. But still, watch the process of design. You will understand a lot on a furniture panel project. It's not done yet, but it was. It's really the big part of it I'm online already in my school about design, about calculations, about the spacing, about different laws, and parallel laws and so on. I mentioned just a few yesterday, but there's a lot more. Hope it answers. Okay, let me see. Raphael, Alexander, how did you find the courage to start a business and dedicate yourself to it? And John has actually tried to say if it's about the school, it's a little different. Richard, good to see you. Okay, Raphael. Okay. My business is a custom wood carving. It's the source which provides, if you wish, bread and butter. That's what I'm doing every day. Okay, and I do that all my life. Okay, I had different businesses. I guess I have to say to you, it was like a quarter century ago I came to United States. And when I came to United States, I had a decision to make. Am I gonna be an employee and get wages? Or am I gonna start business and get profit? And I think I got right philosophy. Profit is always better than wages. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but business brings you profit. Job gives you wages. Nothing wrong with the job. I mean, somebody just wired to have a job. I am not. I'm not really good employee. Okay, I'm a good servant to my clients. I still have people who hire me to do custom stuff, what I'm doing. Okay, I still work on my stuff for my employers, if you wish, but they're not employers. But from my work, I am getting profit. And if you don't understand what I mean by, let me tell you my, again, philosophy. Okay, when you go and work for somebody else as employee, you're getting wages. And you are getting wages based on an hourly, whatever amount. Okay, how much per hour you make. Doesn't matter how much they pay you. $7 an hour, $15 an hour. I mean, some of you are gonna get minimum wage probably soon, $15 an hour, and that sounds great for some of you. Doesn't matter if you make even $100 an hour, depends what kind of field you're at. But it's still wage. So it's calculated how many hours you put in your work. profit, it's not how many hours you put in your work, but what you put in 1 hour. Okay? Sometimes you get 20 cents out of 1 hour. Sometimes you get $2,000 out of 1 hour, and that is profit. It's not based on an hourly wage. Okay, so that is why I don't work by the hour. When people hire me to do custom stuff for them, I do not charge by the hour. Okay, I estimate my profit. And again, I'm gonna repeat, that is my philosophy. Okay, when I came to United States, I had to make the decision: am I gonna work for profit or for wage? And I made the decision, profit is better. Okay, so that is the courage. Hey, I even didn't think about bad economy. I even didn't know about bad economy. When I came, I just started to establish my business. We became really successful. By the age of 24, 25, I already had multiple employees who worked for me. And we didn't speak too much English. I mean, you can hear I still have my accent. I keep it, by the way. I keep my accent. Okay, don't make, jokes about my accent. I keep my accent. I love my accent. Okay, but anyway, so we didn't speak too much English, and we just worked. And after 5 years, when we turned the TV on, we found out those 5 years were not too good. The economy was bad, and the taxes were too high, and people didn't get enough money, and we didn't know that. I mean, what was economy? I mean, I came from USSR, bad economy. What you call bad economy, it was like on a rise for us. So that's it. Okay, and I think it's enough. Wonderful people, thank you very much. So thank you very much. Just to check out my schoolofwoodcarving.com. I'm gonna carve and record for the school. That stuff is gonna be available on the school site. And have a wonderful rest of your day. If you do have questions, please just write them. Those questions, just destroy that like button. Just hit that multiple times. I mean, not multiple times, just one time, okay? But anyway, have a wonderful and blessed rest of your day. Have a good one. Thank you very much again, okay? Now I gotta get back to work. Have to make some stuff done.